Hello everyone and welcome to Moonride. This is Dave Johnson. I'm channeling the moon today here in the afternoon. It's my unusual afternoon video, but I am kind of ready to make one. I just say this because there's so much going on. I'm sure you guys are totally overwhelmed. There's so much information going so many different directions that it's almost impossible to focus. This does seem intentional that this much information is coming to us, so that we'll be overwhelmed. So I'm hoping part of this video will answer that question, but we'll see. I'm open to anything that shows up that's helpful. Let's take a look and see who shows up. So I have a very profound feeling, and it feels like Jesus. It's important to let people know that Jesus does not put one religion above another. You could call him a shaman if you wanted to. He is totally okay with that. All religions are bringing something good. All right, I do believe you are the real Jesus. These are very difficult times. They mirror my times in their breadth of difficulty. We speak as we speak as a collective of beings that are here to help, beings that love you, wish to let you know that this is just for a short time. You will not experience this as a lifetime, and many others have. So take heart that this will change. In a fast-paced society, the one in which you live, there are many negatives, but there is a positive, and the positive is that this will pass fairly quickly. We want you to know that the most important thing for you to do is to take care of the self and others. This is a task. It's not incidental. It's something that you must choose to do. Every day, we would ask you to do first what takes care of yourself, not necessarily what is easiest for the self, but what takes care of you. Does it take care of you to stop doing something? Does it take care of you to accomplish something, to complete something, to feel like despite the adversity, you have been able to change? The next thing that we would ask you to do is to think of your connections with others. As you are doing this, you are not only thinking of the self, you are thinking of others. And this kind of community is very beneficial to you. You can truly meet another soul at this time and explain to them how you feel. And you can let that person explain how they feel. You will have accomplished an important goal. The universe is come to a point where you must fix relationships you might not have fixed. And in that sense, there is a benefit. There are many benefits to stopping and seeing where you are in your own self and where you are in the community. That is, those who you are in relationship to. The closer that you can become with others, the more that you are able to express yourself, and the more that others are able to express themselves to you, the happier you will be. And if you create these bonds, they will benefit you in the long run, practically speaking. You will have someone to help, and someone will have you to help them. And that is, again, far more important than anything that you see on your video screens. Remember this. There is a reason for what is going on right now. And part of that is that the evaluations of self have not yet been completed. The understandings of the self haven't been completed taking care of the self is still a serious problem in your society. Another serious problem is this lack of connection, how you do not know the others around you. Some of this is by choice, and it is perhaps wise at this time. There is no purpose in having poisonous conversations. There is a great deal of purpose in resolving issues that can be resolved out with others, and also connecting with those who you do agree with, who need your help, who you might need help from at some time. And here we were speaking of more emotional help, but it could be practical help as well. The next thing to do is to set an example. Do your best to be the person that you would consider an ideal person. Understand that you are evolving in that situation. You are becoming a better you. And as you become a better you, all those around you will notice. They will begin to see that you have wisdom on your side. And if only by example they will learn. Think of the situation where you are among complete strangers and you behave in a proper way, a way that is considerate to yourself and others. They will notice and they will be heartened by it. They may not even say anything. You may never see such people again, but you will have transformed yourself and those people in that situation. As you represent forward, it might be necessary to go into a public sphere and represent again your peaceful opinion, the way that you are standing up for the self and others. It will be well known. That is, you might be on television. You might be seen as the person who is peaceful. And that takes it to another level. When we are saying peaceful, we do not mean passive. We do not mean you sit at home. We mean you go forward in whatever situation it is and say, no, I will protect the others. I will protect myself. I will not resort to violence, for I do not need to. My message will get through. It may not get through in a quick fashion, but it will eventually get through. If you go forward with this peaceful confidence, you can be assured that things will change faster, and you will change faster. Place that you live in now is not a passive place. It does require action. And we want you to know that we are working very hard to make things clearer for your culture, your society, and your planet. We can tell you that let us call them shadowy forces, are really doing themselves a great disservice in the eyes of the people. They are as they seem. That is, people are beginning to realize that it is not just an act. There are negative aspects of what is going on in terms of the halls of power. You need to show up and let people know that in the most wise way possible. Showing up can simply mean a kind comment online if you are not able to go out and represent. There are many ways of protest. It might simply be that you state simple words, I do not agree with that, without attacking anyone. Speak from the self, but it must be active. It cannot be a passive. And this is what is being required of you at this time. The real needs here are to be present and not much more. We hear your suffering, we hear your pain, and we are working again very hard on the other side to make this shift occur quickly. But the shift is occurring, and it must occur. It must look terrible to convince those who have not yet been convinced. So if you feel like you are praying and not getting a response, look again. Look again how the shadowy forces look to you. Do these seem like appealing characters? Do they seem like appealing voices? Don't be too quick to make a final judgment on what is going on right now. It will all work out in the long run, and in the meantime, call us forward. That is, ask for our love, ask for our light. It is not a problem to pray and ask for specific things. It is ideal if you pray for resolutions, for they may show up in ways that surprise you. Part of what is going on right now is you are being asked to rely on your intuition and these abilities, these soft abilities you cannot see that everybody has. In some ways, you are being forced to find your powers. We ask you to do this. Do not spend so much time worrying about those things that you cannot immediately control. You can immediately control yourself and your life. You can change the way things are. You can fix relationships with people. And again, we do not suggest that you need to fix all relationships with all people. It might not be in anyone's interest to do all the relationships, but there are some which can be nudged in particular directions, and afterwards you will be proud of yourself for having taken that extra step. And then there are those new and wonderful relationships that are just waiting to become. And this is another bonus we feel you're not noticing. The situation at hand is creating new connections, new ways of meeting people, because it has become necessary. It is no longer useful for you just to watch. It is much more useful for you to go out and meet, to engage, to find friendships and camaraderie. This is happening much more than it was some time ago. People are being compelled to come, do the work, compelled to come and meet others, compelled to create a new world. And that is what is taking place. A new world is replacing the old one. And the old one is kicking and screaming as a drowning person. They are wanting to take you down with them. You must calmly keep your distance and wait for the lifeguard to save them. This is not your job. That is, you do not need to rush into every issue and debate it and somehow take responsibility for it. That would simply not be possible. Take a step back and ask yourself, what can I do today? What can I do for myself? What can I do for my close community? What can I do for my broader community? And with these simple steps, you are creating a new earth, a better place for future generations. And when you go into the next life, you will be able to say, I did my best. I did everything that I could to make the world a better place. And however, whatever happened, I did succeed, for I succeeded in changing myself. We end this session with these words of love. Take care of yourself. Have confidence that this will change. It is just a rapid and extreme experience that is affecting you so greatly. And there are some benefits. Find and meet the others. Find and meet the self. We end this message with love. Thanks so much for watching.